Good morning and welcome here to San Pedro de Macorís. We're bringing you in just as we get going. It's a show and go here in the DR, and we'll talk about that more here in a few minutes. But it's time for first pitch between the Kingsmen and Esperanza here. San Pedro de Macorís, the site of today's game. 1-4, the Kingsmen are going to play here in the Dominican Republic here in 2026. Thanks for joining us. If you're watching us live and can hear me in the background, welcome in. We'll have the full broadcast up here in a little bit. Caden McNeil swings at the first pitch, lifts it into the third base side of the infield, and it's caught for the first out here in inning number one. We're jumping right into it here. I'll be honest with you, we don't have a lineup. We don't have really much information on the other team. This has been an interesting morning to say the least, but we'll talk about it once we get our bearings. Riley Darby is the second hitter here in the ball game, following up McNeil, who popped out to the third base side. First pitch. That's low and in. 1 ball and no strikes. Playing here in San Pedro. We were originally scheduled to be playing in the check. Testing 1, 2, 3. All right, that should be a little better for us, folks. The Kingsmen have one out, and there's a swing and a fly ball into left center field. Racing back the outfielders, and the left fielder makes the catch over his shoulder for a long second out. 2 up, 2 down for the Kingsmen here in the first. As I was beginning to say, the Kingsmen were supposed to play just up the road from Casa de Campo this morning, ended up having that game moved late into the morning. The team was getting ready for their morning Bible study when they found out about that game and its needing for postponement. We were supposed to play a different team, ended up finding a team last minute, and here we are against a familiar foe in Esperanza. There's ball 1 to the 3-hole hitter today, Josh Jackson. Jackson trying to become the Kingsmen's first base runner here. 2 outs in the top of the first inning. And he swings and pops it up. So it's 1 ball and 1 strike. We don't yet know who's pitching for the Kingsmen, but I think I'm going to be able to tell you here in a second. It does look like Ben France is walking back from, we'll call it the bullpen, down the left field line. Beautiful ballpark here in San Pedro, not too far from La Romana, about a 45-minute to an hour drive for the team this morning. That ball's behind him. The pitch disappeared behind Jackson. We do apologize for the chain link there. The camera's as close to the fence as we can get it. We're having a similar look on our live camera. Two balls and a strike. Josh Jackson trying to get this first inning going for the Kingsmen. The pitch from the righty. And that is low. Emilio behind the plate today, a good friend of the Kingsmen. He is back, and he'll umpire all 4 games behind the plate. Just a single umpire crew as we're used to seeing out here in the DR. Jackson at the plate. Ben Hart on deck if the Kingsmen get through the minimum. 3 balls and a strike, and the pitch. Jackson sees ball 4. So the Kingsmen will take it. First base runner comes on the walk. Kingsmen were told by Coach Hudak, be patient in this game, make the pitchers come to you. This is a younger team that the team is playing today. I'm being told that most of these guys are academy kids from the DR, about 14 to 16 or 17 years old. So you have a guy like Alan Benhart step in. He very well may be 8 or so years older than some of the kids on this field. So here's Benhart. 2 outs, man on first. And a pick move over to first. Jackson is back standing with relative ease. Alan Benhart had a phenomenal regular season for the Kingsmen. There's a strike. Finished the regular season hitting .396 for the Kingsmen, just under 400. OPS up over 1,000 for Benhart. Left-handed hitter digs in. The breaking ball is in the dirt. Jackson on his way to second, and he's in there into scoring position. The Kingsmen have a man on second here with 2 outs, a chance to score the opening run if maybe they can grab a hit here in the top of the first inning. Ben France will face this Esperanza Punta Cana team. I'm being told it's a collection of players from the San Pedro area as well as in Punta Cana, where the team came in on the airplane the other day. Ben Hart takes the next pitch high. It looks like Brady Yarborough is on deck if we get another hitter here in the top of the first inning. Kingsmen looking to break the seal on the scoreboard here in the first. Jackson on second, 2 outs. The pitch, that's a swing and a foul ball. Emilio behind the plate gives a new baseball to the catcher. You can see a little bit that yellow brim. He's wearing a Kingsman hat, but we've been told that, as always, he will be without support for a certain team. But Emilio, good friend of the Kingsmen. He's been the umpire for these games when we've been down in the DR for a long time. Good to see him doing well behind the plate here. After the foul ball, look towards second. The right-hander still set and comes home. Ben Hart sits on the breaking ball, skies it. Third base side, foul ground. Coach Hudak gets out of the way. Third baseman reaches over and makes the catch. Ben Hart fouls out to end the frame, and it stays 0-0. Ben France to the mound when we come back on the Kingsman Baseball Network. Bottom of the first here in San Pedro de Macorís in the beautiful Dominican Republic. Welcome into the opener here for the Kingsmen. 4 games this next week here in the beautiful DR. First pitch from Ben France is a ground ball to the shortstop. Yarborough's up with it, throws to first, and it's in time for the first out of the inning. So 1 quick out here in the bottom of the first inning. Kingsmen looking to shut down Esperanza after a 2-out walk was the Kingsmen's only base runner in the first. Ben France fires low and away for a ball, 1 ball and no strikes. For France, he has had an excellent year. It's his 10th appearance, 3rd start. He's thrown 20 innings, over 350 pitches for the Kingsmen here this summer. 1-0. That's high for a ball. 2 balls and no strikes against this 2-hole hitter. The 2-0 pitch ripped foul. A various collection of jerseys worn by this Dominican team, one of which being the Punta Cana Sharks. Some of these guys over from the eastern side of the island. 2 balls and a strike. It's France who comes home, and that ball fouled off into the chain link fence that separates the spectators from the ballpark. There's a good amount of fans in the stands today. There was a youth game being played on this field right before the start of this one. Some younger kids, probably 11 to 13, if I had to take a wager, playing some good baseball out here down in San Pedro. Saw a kid try to steal third and another kid throw him out from about 25 feet. As that curveball sits inside and the count runs full, Ben France pitching against the 2-hole wearing number 22, and that's Neves on the back of his jersey. Esperanza looking for its first base runner after France got the first man. 3-2. Slider, that is ball 4. Perhaps had it been caught, we may have seen a different outcome. Instead, it's a ball and a walk here with 1 out. We are scheduled to play 7 today. We'll see what we get in actuality. As here comes the next hitter for the home Esperanza side. It's a different colored uniform, more of a two-tone blue. Navy and a lighter blue wearing the number 12. France out of the stretch. First pitch is hit down the right field line, and it hooks foul. So 0-1, nothing here. If you're just joining us on the live stream, the full broadcast will be uploaded hopefully by tonight. We've got some plans as a team at the conclusion of this game, and I'll tell you about what we've been up to here later on. There's a throw over to first. Back safely standing up goes Nieves. 0-1, runner on first, 1 out. France goes to first again. And mentioned it earlier, the team is supposed to play in La Romana today. Last second switch. The field we were supposed to play at was double booked, I guess you'd say. 0-1. There's a swing and a pop-up. Ritzma going to take a few steps, but he watches it go out of play, and it's 0-2. So the early morning hunt for a new field was on. We also were unable to play the team we were originally supposed to play in Buena Vista because I think there was a scheduling conflict. So we found out Esperanza, a team that we'd played in the past, was supposed to play this team from Punta Cana. And instead, those two teams merged together to play the Kingsmen. There's a throw over to first. Kingsmen have 4 games scheduled for this trip. We'll play again on Monday in the local village of Boca de Chavon, just to the east side of La Romana, across the river. Here's the pitch. That's outside. Then the Kingsmen will have a few days off of the ball field, do some mission work. We'll end up visiting Los Montones, which is the village of Quique, who does the translating for us down here. He's a very close friend of Coach Hudak and our chaplain, Lincoln Loyne. Here's the pitch from France. There's a slider inside corner, and they've got him for out number 2. That is a beauty of a pitch from Ben France. Hooked it on the inside corner, and there's the second out here in the bottom of the first. So here comes another Esperanza right-handed hitter. Batting cleanup, red belt, red socks to go with that two-tone blue on the jersey. Runner still on first, taking a short lead, and there are 2 away. First pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him to chase. A wild swing at that one, so it's 0-1. Notice the Kingsmen coaching staff have dressed down a little bit for this hot day in San Pedro. There's another swing at a ball off the plate. It's 0-2. Rather than the traditional uniform baseball pant combo, we see the gray practice tops, which assistant coach Preston Hudak has turned into a makeshift crop top or rather a makeshift sleeveless top for today, and then just the simple shorts. 2 strikes here, 2 outs, runner on first. Kingsmen looking to get out of the first, and they do so. Back-to-back strikeouts from Ben France. He goes to the curveball and gets the Esperanza cleanup man on 3 pitches. We go to the second. Brady Yarborough leads it off when we come back on the Kingsmen Baseball Network. Top of the second inning here in San Pedro de Macorís in the DR. It's Brady Yarborough to lead things off for the Kingsmen. He takes a ball up, and it is 1-0. Welcome in if you're joining us an inning late. I'm Griffin Leonard here with you, Kingsmen Baseball, and we're in the DR. It's Coach Hudak's 20th trip down to the Dominican. 1-0 pitch. There's Yarborough down the line, but foul. So it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Top of the second, 0-0. Yarborough trying to become the first player either side to lead off the inning and get on base. 1 ball, 1 strike. The pitch from the righty. There's a breaking ball. A lot of break on it. Snuck into the top half of the zone, and it's 1-2. Yarborough is leading off. Then it's going to be Mason Ritzma batting next. We'll see who follows him. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Back to the curveball. Yarborough started to almost bring the bat around on that, and it was behind him. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two and two. Yarb's trying to get on for the Kingsmen here in the second. Right-hander out of the windup. He brings the leg up, comes home. Fastball low, 3-2. This right-hander for Esperanza sitting high 70s. I suspect over the course of this trip, the Kingsmen will be taking a look at some arms, some talent, of course. The Kingsmen have a Dominican on their roster themselves, Angel Rari, who we'll see at some point this week on the mound, I'm sure. And, hey, the academy is always recruiting. Two strikes to Yarborough, looking to reach here. Pitch flies home, and it's hit high into the air but foul, right side and out of play. Another 2-strike pitch to Yarborough. He swings and hits it left side of the infield, and it's through for a leadoff knock. That's a good swing from Yarborough. He's on with nobody out. Ritzma the next to hit. Bounced it right through the left side. Ritzma hitting left-hand side, runner on first, nobody out. The pitch, and that is a called strike. 0-1 here. Nothing still in the top of the second inning. Mason Ritzma starting catcher for the Kingsmen Baseball Academy, and with this summer team, he's had a decent year at the plate, .257 this summer. 0-1, curveball hit right side. Second baseman over to it, can't get there. It's into right field. Yarborough on his way to third. The right fielder scoops it up, throws it in with his left hand, and it's corners with nobody out after back-to-back base hits through the infield on the ground ball. That's good Kingsman hitting. Here comes Christian Burney, who's got some power himself. Then it looks like Tristan Harless will follow him. Back-to-back base hits. That one dragged pull side for the lefty Ritzma right past the second baseman. The natural grass here kind of slowed it down, but it did not slow it enough. So it's corners for Burns. First pitch. Christian Burney, a big one-handed hack, and it's 0-1. He has a home run on the season for the Kingsmen. Do not believe he has hit one here in the DR. Oh, 0-1. Next pitch, another swing and a miss. 2 strikes on Christian Burney out of St. Petersburg, Florida. Playing in his final Kingsman games, at least for some time. He's been with the Kingsmen a while now. Played for the summer team last year, played with the academy across the spring, and then back with us this summer, heading off to college in August. 0-2. Line drive, left field, and foul. Bat in hand, Burney will walk back to the batter's box. That was a good 0-2 swing on a ball that was left over the plate. The pitcher for Esperanza today sporting a Tampa Bay Rays hat on his head. The majority of the players out there wearing the Punta Cana Sharks uniforms, but a few Esperanza players in there as well. There's a throw over to check on Ritzma. He's back there at first base. Apologize that we can't get it zoomed out anymore for you to be able to cover the rest of the infield. We do not have a press box here sitting just a few feet away from that fence line. And that runs inside and hits Burney on the hands. That'll load the bases with nobody out. And what an opportunity this is going to be now for the Kingsmen to put some big runs on the scoreboard. Back here, apologies for that. Get the camera back on right here in one moment. Going to be audio only for just a moment. Harless at the plate right now. That pitch is high, 1 ball and no strikes. Tristan Harless, bases loaded, left-hand side, went halfway around, actually ended up on his back, and he is struck out here for the first out of the inning. Davis Anders the next to hit here with one away.
Can you turn the camera back on, please? It's on the left side there. It's on the top.
And there it is, folks. Big thank you to Mr. McNeil for the assist there as that ball's fouled off. Bases loaded, one out. Get that updated on the scoreboard for you after the Tristan Harless strikeout. Bases still loaded for the Kingsmen, though they have not yet scored. It's Yarborough on third, Ritzma on second, Christian Burney on first. Bases juiced for Davis Anders. Then it's Gino Lazzari, then the top of the order. Anders takes a big cut, and it goes right into the face mask of our home plate umpire, Emilio. But that's why he wears the guard, and it is 0-2. We had a brief loss of power. Everything should be back on now. I apologize if the audio levels are a little bit off. I'll see if I can work on that if that is the case. But it looks all right, at least here to me. 2 strikes for Davis Anders. Gino Lazzari up at the plate next. Two strikes to Anders. That's in the dirt. Blocked nicely by the catcher. That's an important one to help save a run. There's a swing and a foul ball. And about half of the attendees here at the ballpark go running after it. That's one thing that it's always interesting to see, and it's something that Coach talks about and will likely mention here in our post-game either interview, or if he doesn't mention it in the interview, he'll likely mention it to the guys in the Bible study, just how precious these baseballs are down in the DR. There's a swing and a fly ball to right. Shallow right field. We'll see if it's deep enough to tag. It's the shortstop over who makes the catch, and the runners hold. That ball was nearly dropped. It would have been an infield fly regardless, and there are 2 down. The shortstop came all the way over. That catch was right at the second baseman. He moved about 50 feet over and called off his fellow infielder, but they make the catch and get the out, so that's all that really matters in the end. 2 outs here in the top of the second. Kingsmen had bases loaded, nobody out, and now are in danger of not scoring, and that would fire up this home crowd. It's a windy day here in San Pedro. We apologize if some of that's getting picked up on the microphone here. Going to turn down the crowd mic in an effort to try and limit that a little. Gino Lazzari has batted in some big spots for this team. He's hitting .276. They could use a hit here trying to break the seal on the scoreboard here in 2026 in the DR. Lazzari swings and fouls one off. I think you can hear who this home crowd is rooting for. The Americans come to town. The locals got to hold it down. Long ways to go in this one, scheduled to play 7, top 2, and no score yet. After the foul ball, back into the windup goes the right-hander. He comes home, and there's a high fly ball into left. Long run toward the corner. Does it drop fair? No, it does not. Waiting for the call, it was called foul. I think that would have cleared the bases had it stayed inside the line. Instead, it's a foul ball and 2 strikes on Lazzari. That was a good swing. He was behind it, but still got a pretty good amount of the barrel on the ball. And we battle on here. Bottom 2, it'll be 5, 6, and 7 for the home Esperanza ball club. So if they can hold the Kingsmen here, we'll be playing to take the lead in the bottom of the second. 2 strikes to Lazzari. Left-hander digs in. The pitch comes flying in from the righty. Curveball tapped towards second. Second baseman cannot keep it in the infield. 1 run scores. Here comes Ritzma to make it 2. And it's Bernie that goes first to third. 2-run single with 2 down for Gino Lazzari, and the Kingsmen are on the board. The 2-strike hitting comes up clutch for the Kingsmen again here. That's the second base knock we've seen with 2 strikes in this inning. And the Kingsmen take full advantage for a couple of runs here and take the first lead. That's a good swing from Lazzari. Got it by the pitcher. Second baseman made an effort to get over there and field it backhand side, but he could not get it done. Here's Caden McNeil for the second time in the ball game. Up and in, 1 ball, no strikes, as the crowd comes alive again. 2-run deficit, no worry for them. Crowd of probably 75 to 100, if I had to wager. That's high for ball 2. It'll be interesting to play Boca de Chavon on Monday. It's a small village just to the east of La Romana. And primarily the players are just people from that town that come together to play. We have some friends in that village. They love welcoming us every time that we're able to make a trip that direction. There's a strike on the outside corner to McNeil. And it's interesting because, the town comes together to play a ball game. The rest of the town comes to support. So you kind of just tend to see people walk over from their houses and take in some baseball on the diamond. 3 balls and a strike now after that ball went high. If the inning continues, we'll see Riley Darby for the second time. This is the 7th hitter of the inning for the Kingsmen. I believe it is 3-1 to McNeil. Runner on first and third. The pitch, hit right side, and McNeil's got himself a base hit. That's Lazzari on his way to third. Bernie scores, and it's 3-0. Opposite field base hit for Caden McNeil, and it is 3-0 here in San Pedro. Just slapped it the other direction. Once again, put it in a good spot to evade the Esperanza infield, and here comes a mound visit. We'll step aside for a moment and be right back on the Kingsmen Baseball Network. Back here, Riley Darby in at the plate. It's McNeil on first, Lazzari on third. McNeil takes off for second. Throw down is wide left, and it heads into center field, and it will result in a run being scored. Kingsmen 4, Esperanza nothing. Caden McNeil with his 10th stolen base of the season. And with the wild throw, Lazzari scores with ease. It's a 4-piece for the Kingsmen here in the second inning, looking for a little bit more with Darby at the plate and McNeil in scoring position. Lefty at the plate, right-hander, set to pitch. Here's the pitch. Swing and a fly ball, right center. The wind really knocking that one down, and it stays in the deep part of the infield. Catch made by the shortstop. And the inning is over. Kingsmen get 4, but Esperanza faithful roars their approval regardless. We'll be right back on the Kingsmen Baseball Network. Bottom of the second inning here in San Pedro de Macorís, the Kingsmen Baseball Network, and it's the Kingsmen Baseball Summer Collegiate DR trip here in 2026 off to a roaring start. We've been here for just under 2 days, arrived Thursday afternoon. It's just afternoon local here in San Pedro de Macorís. Ben France back on the mound. He delivers the first pitch that's just high, and it is 1-0 to the leadoff man here, lefty, brother of the two-hole hitter based on the last name on the back of their jerseys. Either that or they've just got a duplicate. 2 balls and no strikes. Nieves on the back of the jersey. 2 balls and no strikes. Wearing the number 22, there's a foul ball, and it is 2-1. Esperanza appears to be warming somebody up off the side of the playing field, a little bullpen area to the right side, first base side, where the home team has their dugout. After the foul ball, here's the next one from France. And then a swing and another foul ball. 2 strikes quickly. That ball bounced through the open gate to the third base side, and it's now tossed back into the field of play to our home plate umpire, Emilio. Two strikes. France finished the first with 2 consecutive strikeouts. He tries to go backdoor but misses that time. France looking to win the battle here. Get the first man with Tejada on deck for Esperanza. The pitch. There's a swing and another foul ball. Nieves continues to fight. Left on right matchup. The pitch. That's inside edge. Strike 3. 3 strikeouts in a row for Ben France.
Maybe slightly, just, I think it's okay, honestly. Yeah, it's fine. Thank you.
Called strike here to Tejada, wearing the number 34, 0-1. Ben France is rolling after he gave up a 1-out walk in the first. There's not been a ball put in play since that opening ground out. That's just outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Kingsman arrived in Punta Cana on Thursday, drove the bus out to La Romana along the southern coast of the island, Highway 3. 1-1 pitch. That's inside. 2 balls and a strike. Took a trip to the local grocery store, got some items. Got to take in the villa that the team's staying in for a little while. It was a pretty relaxed night 1 after a lot of travel. 3.5 hours in the air, up at 8 in the morning. Got in around 6 p.m. to the villa. 3 balls and a strike. Beautiful, beautiful villas in Casa de Campo. If you have not seen them, I suggest you take a peek at the good old Google search engine. It is truly one of the most breathtaking places that I've ever been. And I truly enjoy every time we get to come out here for a number of reasons. That ball fouled off. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Anyway, yesterday, woke up, had breakfast, had Bible study. We have 2 different Bible studies each day. The morning Bible study is traditionally led by a player or by our team chaplain. The evening Bible study is led by either Lincoln or Coach Hudak. Foul ball there, and now a slider inside, and that is ball 4. Second walk. Both have come with 1 out. That breaks the strikeout streak at 3. Esperanza trying to punch back after allowing 4 in the top of the second inning. So had Bible study in the morning yesterday, had some lunch, then went back to the grocery store, got some various food items for the food bags that we'll be packing and taking to Los Montones, the village northwest of here. That is the home and childhood village of Kike, our team translator and good friend. That ball lined down the line toward the corner. It's foul. And a long strike one to the 7-hole hitter, who is not wearing a jersey, just wearing a navy blank top. Oh, 1, swinging a bat with a red barrel, black bat tape on the bottom. France goes to first, back safe with a dive, goes to Hada. Ball and a strike, open stance for the right-handed hitter Tejada. You'll see it's a little bit better of a view for a right-handed hitter than a lefty. Kind of have to pick a side with us being this close to the field. That ball gets away. Anders and Harless chase after it. Runner goes to second, heading to third. Throw comes in. It goes through Yarborough and all the way to Darby, and the runner's safe. First to third he goes on an error by Ben France. And Esperanza's first run is just now 90 feet away with 1 out. And that's actually Alan Benhart in right field. We've had a couple of defensive changes. Benhart moved from left to right that last half inning. It looks like Harless is out of the game, defensively at least. Jackson moves from second to left field. That's Josh Jackson now in left. France going to throw this next pitch, then we'll finish out the changes. Swinging a foul ball, that's strike 2. Gino Lazzari, who was hitting at the bottom of the order, comes in to play second base. So changes, Benhart left to right, Jackson second to third, Lazzari off the bench to play second, Harless removed from right field. 2 strikes to the Navy top. Here's France. There's another chopper foul straight into the hitter himself. Stays 2-2. Kingsmen got some supplies for food bags yesterday and then headed off to the Orfantino Niñas de Cristo, a local girls' orphanage here in La Romana. Got to visit with some of the girls there. That is always a highlight of the trip. Coach and the Kingsmen have been there on all 20 trips that he's taken. It's one of those things about this that he truly enjoys and looks forward to. Certainly one that's circled on my calendar. That's a foul ball. Got to visit there with about 30 girls, I would say. I think they had about 50 there, but some of the young ones were napping, so he didn't get to see all of them. Still 2 strikes. The right-hander for Esperanza fighting here, trying to look for their first run. France kicks and fires. That's up and in. That's a ball. Couldn't quite see the count from here. See if we can get it officially or if this ball's put in play. That's a ball. Now it's 2-2. Saw it that time. The pictures from the orphanage will be available on the Kingsman Baseball Smug Mug page coming up here soon. Callie Hudak with the team taking photos as always. She does a great job. 2-2 pitch. There's a chopper towards short. That'll bring in the run, and it hops over Yarborough into center field. It's a base hit, and it's 1 run for Esperanza. That makes this a 4-1 ball game. That'll do for the home team. They score for the first time here tonight, or rather this afternoon. Here comes another member of that Punta Cana team. Runner on first, one out. That's a foul ball. 0-1. I think that was off the knob of the bat. Yes, and he's pointing that way. Going to take an extra second as he stands in. Right-hand side. Lazari and Yarbrough set to turn two if they get another ground ball. Ideally, one that doesn't hop over the head of the shortstop himself. That's low and away, nicely scooped out by Ritzma. 4-1 the score, bottom two, one away. Some highlights of that trip to the orphanage included a nice game of kickball. The players from the Kingsmen intertwined between the two teams. There's a strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Played kickball for about an hour. The only breaks were retrieving the ball when it would inevitably leave the field of play. That's what happens when you're playing with guys with that competitiveness gene turned to the max. 2 strikes. France trying to settle back in. Strikes him out. Strikeout number 4. His last 4 outs have come by way of the strikeout, and there are 2 gone here in the bottom of the second inning. Bring up the 9-hole hitter. Two down, runner on first. The pitch to the lefty. Swing and a miss. In addition to the kickball game, also enjoyed some volleyball. The girls have got a pretty good squad over there. They give our guys a run for their money. Dance to some music. A few of the guys got their hair braided. There's a ball. I'm telling you, if you go and look at those pictures, those are the pictures you want to find. Some of these guys rocking some awesome haircuts after we were done visiting that girls' orphanage. Right on left matchup. France comes home. That ball's ripped to second. Gino Lazari with it. Flips underhand to Yarbrough, and the inning is over. Fielder's choice wraps it up. There's a run on the board for Esperanza. We go to the third. 4-1 the score line. We'll be right back on the Kingsmen Baseball Network. Josh Jackson to lead off the third inning here for the Kingsmen. Both teams getting on the scoreboard for the first time in that productive second. Kingsmen score 4, and the Esperanza hosts tallied back with 1 in the bottom of the second inning. Top third, Josh Jackson leading things off against this Esperanza starter who's pitching his third inning. Slight delay here. Emilio, our home plate umpire, is on a phone call. And the phone goes in the pocket. Josh Jackson walks to the plate. Coach Hudak says, "What's up?" What's going on? As he will say, we're on Dominican time out here. As the top of the third begins with a fastball, it's ripped down the line and fair. Josh Jackson going to motor his way to second base. That ball's down into the corner. Josh Jackson has himself a stand-up double to start the third inning. He ripped that baseball down the line, and he has reached now twice to begin this ball game. For Jackson this season, that is his third two-bagger. That was a good swing, was all over it from the jump, got it up in the zone, and drove it straight through that third base bag. Here's Alan Benhart with a man on second base and nobody out. Left-handed Benhart at the plate. He popped out in foul territory to end the first. That ball gets to the backstop and then bounces away. Runner heads to third. That ball rolls into the field, or rather out of the field of play into the dugout. They're going to keep Jackson at third base. He was nearly there. I'm not sure they would have necessarily been appealing to score him from third had Jackson been standing on that base, but they would have had a little bit of a case for it. He's on third base here with nobody out. Kingsman in a great position to grab that run straight back after they gave up 1 in the bottom of the second. The pitch to Tex. That's a ball inside. Yarborough on deck, followed by Christian Burney and Mason Ritzma. There's a swing and a pop-up. Third base side of the infield again. It's the third baseman who camps and makes the two-handed catch, corralling that baseball. That's the second time Alan Benhart has popped out to the third baseman in this ball game. And there's one out here in the top of the third for Brady Yarborough. The Kingsmen have had runners in scoring position now with nobody out in both of the last 2 innings. In the second, they had bases loaded, nobody out. Then had bases loaded, 2 outs without any runs coming in. As that ball goes to the backstop, Jackson wanted to score, but he's going to see one. 1 ball and no strikes, get a little bit more of a feel for this backstop. It is a deep backstop, kind of in a pointed shape, so everything is going to bounce laterally instead of straight back to home plate. That could be in the favor of the base runners. Yarborough at the plate. He struck out, or rather singled through the left side of the infield his first time. 1 out, man on third. 3-run Kingsman lead. Their first game of 4 here in the Dominican. They'll play Boca de Chavon on Monday. Polino Academy, who the Kingsman Academy had a battle with last time they played in February. That game on Thursday in San Pedro, and then we'll be back in San Pedro on Friday for a first-time opponent in the Hiroshima Toyo Carp Academy. Their academy based out of Japan. There's a pop-up into shallow right center. It's down for a base hit. Jackson trots home, and it's an RBI single for Brady Yarborough, his second hit of the afternoon. 5-1 Kingsman lead here in the top of the third. Here comes another mound visit after the RBI single. We'll step aside, be back on the Kingsmen Baseball Network. Top of the third, we're back here on the Kingsmen Baseball Network. New pitcher, another right-hander for this Esperanza / Punta Cana team. The Kingsmen up 5-1, top third. Brady Yarborough knocked the starter out of the game with an RBI single. And here is Ritzma. First pitch, low and away, 1 ball and no strikes. Ritzma, then Bernie, and then Tristan Harless's spot, but we'll see if somebody is hitting for Tristan after he came out of right field. Not sure what the reason for that is. Harless did strike out his first time as Ritzma hits a pop-up foul. Third baseman chasing it toward the fence line, and he runs out of room. It's a strike. Brady Yarborough just stole second base. We had a quick power outage again here. We'll get the camera back on shortly.
Thank you. No, you're all good.
Runner on second, 1 away. Mason Ritzma at the plate. He had a single through the right side of the infield his last time to the plate. He swings and hits it up the middle. Shortstop has it. Goes to first. The throw's on time to get Ritzma. Yarborough up to third base with 2 outs now in the inning. That Esperanza shortstop has been heavily involved in the opening few innings of this ball game. It's been everywhere defensively. Christian Bernie at the plate now, and it does look like Austin Leonard has stepped into the on-deck circle to hit for Tristan Harless. Up and in to Bernie. One ball and no strikes. 2 outs, runner on third. That's low and in. 2 balls and no strikes. So Leonard's going to hit for Harless. If you missed the last game the Kingsmen played against the Joanna Hornets, Austin Leonard just joined the team. He's my younger brother. Was supposed to play with us all summer, ended up hurt as Bernie hits one down the line. Will it stay fair? It is not. Just foul down the third base line into left. Bernie's going to have to come back to the plate, and Yarborough heads back to third base. Coach Hudak over at the third base coaching box giving Emilio a little bit of a look after that ball was called foul. Coach said, I'm keeping my eye on you. After that foul ball, 2 balls and a strike. The pitch to Bernie, a breaking ball high, 3-1. Mentioned it earlier, Emilio behind the plate. He has been the umpire whenever the Kingsmen have come down here to the DR for a long time. Good friends of us here at Kingsmen Baseball. 3-1. Fastball outside corner. Bernie came up empty, and the count runs full. If the inning continues, we'll see Austin Leonard for the first time today. Bernie trying to extend it. 1 run in the frame already. 2-strike pitch. Breaking ball off the plate. Bernie walks. Catcher knocked it down, so no chance for Yarborough to score. Runners on the corners here for Leonard. Had an ankle injury just before the start of the summer, so unable to play with us the whole season, but he wanted to come down to the DR. Coach was happy to give him that opportunity. Played with us for the last regular season game in the Carolinas, and now is here with us on the mission trip. First pitch, Leonard goes after it. The ball goes to the backstop. Here comes Yarborough to score, and Bernie on his way to second. It's 0-1, and the Kingsmen score on the wild pitch to make it 6. 5-run lead for the Kingsmen, runner on second, and an 0-1 count here to Leonard. Leonard on his way out to talk to Coach Hudak. No balls and a strike, runner on second. Leonard digs in right-hand side. Catcher sets up, and the pitch. And a foul ball. That fastball down the middle of the plate, fouled off, so it's 0-2. Have to be careful now with 2 strikes, 2 away. We've seen 9 hitters from Esperanza. We'll see how they continue their order in the bottom half. Breaking ball high, 1 ball and 2 strikes. That's a good take to leave it up. One ball and 2 strikes. 2 outs and the pitch. That's in the dirt, 2-2. Seen that breaking ball a couple times. If the inning continues, we'll see Davis Anders. Anders popped out to the shortstop, but he more or less popped out to second base his last time, but the shortstop came over and made the catch himself. 2-2. Breaking ball swung on and missed, and the inning is over. We go to the bottom of the third. 1 run, no, 2 runs in the inning for the Kingsmen. It's 6-1 on the Kingsmen Baseball Network. We'll be right back. Bottom of the third here on the Kingsmen Baseball Network. Kingsmen strike back for 2. We'll see what Esperanza has in response. Ben France set to work his third frame. His first pitch of the third is a line drive into center. Here comes McNeil, and he's not going to get there. It's a base hit in front of him, and the third inning starts with a base knock. Esperanza's off and running. That is a balk. France called for a balk with nobody out. Runner moves to second base. I'll admit I was still looking at my notes. I didn't see quite what he did wrong. I'm assuming just a little bit of a fidget. But runner on second, nobody out. The pitch, that's outside. There's a swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike, nobody out. Lefty at the plate. Kingsmen up by 5 here in their first game of the DR trip here 2026. Yarborough shades away from second. The pitch home. That's a 2-seamer that ran away from the zone. 2 balls and a strike. Left-hander wearing the number 24. Swing and a miss. A half-hearted cut that time from the lefty. 2-2. Fastball was sitting right there on the outside corner of the zone. France has 4 strikeouts through 2. Looking to grab another one here with nobody out in the third. 2-strike offering to the lefty. Fastball, got it by him. Strikeout number 5 indeed. And France keeps on going here. Twelfth hitter in this order. There's a swing and a line drive down the line. Is it fair? Yes, it is. Runner around first, heading to second. Meanwhile, the runner from second comes in to score. On his way to third, here comes the throw into Riley Darby, not in time. He slides into third base with an RBI triple and fires up his dugout. Esperanza with another run here in the third inning to cut it to a 4-run Kingsman lead. 6-2 here with 1 out in the bottom of the third inning. That's a good swing. Roped it right down the line. The ball kept on going. Here comes the cleanup man. 1 ball, no strikes. Second time through the order. Runner on third, 1 out. Esperanza looking for a little bit more after that big RBI triple. The pitch. Breaking ball. Just missed. 2 balls and no strikes. Looked pretty good from back here. It looks like the majority of the players that were wearing the Punta Cana jerseys have shed them for something closer to the Esperanza colors. Fastball fouled off. There's a strike. So just 9 in the order. For this Esperanza team. Here's their cleanup man who struck out swinging to end the first. Next pitch from France. Just missed outside. That looked real good. And Ritzema shaking his head behind the plate. Hitters count here for the cleanup man. Right-handed hitter on deck who struck out looking to start the second. Here comes Joe Hudak before the 3-1 pitch is thrown. 6-2 the score. We'll step aside for a moment, be back here on the Kingsmen Baseball Network. Bottom 3, 1 out. And there's ball 4 right after the mound visit. A walk to put runners on the corners. Runners on the corners, 1 away. France out of the stretch, winds and fires. That's high for a ball. Runner on the move, throw down to seconds high and into center. A run comes in to score, runner on his way to third. There's a gun from McNeil, and they've got him. Oh boy, Caden McNeil throws him out for out number 2, and they get the out from it anyway. A run comes in to score to make it 6-3, and there are 2 down. What a throw from the Kingsmen center fielder. A run does score, so it's 6-3, but they get out number 2, and now the bases are empty. An absolute laser from the Witsit native for the second out here in the third. After the runner tried to take the extra bag when Ritzma's throw sailed into center. The pitch, up and in. Batter backed out of the way of that one. It's the 5-hole who struck out looking. And Tejeda's on deck. There's a strike. Two strikes to the hitter. Or rather, 1 strike, now 2 strikes as that swung on and missed. Lost track of the count there, I apologize. 6-3 is the score. Top of the 4th, we'll see Anders, Lazari, and then McNeil. 9, 10, and 1. 2-strike pitch. Swung on and got him. Outside, he got him to chase. There's the second strikeout out of the Esperanza 5-hole hitter here today. And the Kingsmen send this one to the fourth. 2 runs for each team in the third. We will be right back on the Kingsmen Baseball Network. Top of the fourth here in San Pedro de Macorís here in the Dominican Republic. Griffin Leonard here on the call with you here today. First game in this DR trip for the Kingsmen, the 20th trip that Coach Hudak has taken with members of this organization. The third one that I've been on, and we're just 2 days in, but already we have had so much fun. Looking forward to more. Tell you all about what we've been up to in the meantime once we get to Monday. So far, if you missed it earlier, so far we've gone to the grocery store, packed up some bags to hand out to a local village, the home village of our translator when we're here, Kike, good friend of ours. He's staying at the villa with us in La Romana. We also visited the girls' orphanage in La Romana yesterday. That's a team favorite. Always so fun to visit with those girls. 2 balls and a strike to Davis Anders, leading things off after Leonard struck out to end the third. It was 2 runs from the third for the Kingsmen, and then Esperanza went ahead and got 2 right back. So it's a 3-run ball game, 6-3. These guys can play. 2-1, foul ball, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Davis Anders fighting with 2 strikes. The pitch, breaking ball, just high. Trying to hook it around there. It's got that 12-6 movement just straight down toward the zone. Works better as a chase pitch, however. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Full count. We'll see who wins the battle. The pitch. There's another breaking ball, but Anders did not chase, and he reaches to start off this 4th inning. That is just the 3rd walk that the Kingsmen have taken in this ball game. Esperanza has pitched them well. Had to muscle across a few hits. It was that Josh Jackson double that got things going in the 3rd. Freddie Yarborough had a base hit. an RBI. There's a bunt foul. 0-1. Gino Lazari at the bottom of the order. Then Katie McNeil and the top. Lazari batting left-hand side. Singled his first time. Swings through it. Runner on the move to second. And Anders no need to slide. There was no throw. You could tell he was ready to dive, and then he kind of just pulled up. But he got there safely regardless. That's all they'll worry about at the end of the day. Runner on second, nobody out. Runner in scoring position for the Kingsmen, trying to grab a couple runs back. Esperanza, just as the Kingsmen have scored in the last 2 innings. Runner on second, and now the catcher on his way to talk to his pitcher. Second pitcher of the game for Esperanza after their starter was pulled midway through the third. Gino Lazari taps the plate with the bat, now brings it onto his left shoulder. Sees the pitch fly in and takes the breaking ball high. Lazari still fighting here with nobody out. And the pitch. Chases the curveball, and he goes down swinging. That's a good one. Second pitcher today for Esperanza, impressing so far. So far, 2 strikeouts, 2 walks, and a ground out. The Kingsmen hitters yet to find a base knock against this right-hander. Katie McNeil up here in the fourth with 1 away. Made a nice throw from center field and now tries to square to bunt, but bunts it foul. And it is 0-1. He threw out a runner at third base after Ritzima's throw to second base sailed high. The runner tried to go from second to third, and McNeil gunned him down. That changed the course of that inning. It ended up being 2 outs and nobody on instead of another runner on third, and Esperanza right back into this ball game. It is only a 3-run ball game. Ways to go here. Nearing the halfway point. We'll see if we end up playing all 7. Here's the pitch. That's high. To the backstop it goes, and the runner heads to third. So another run 90 feet away. Kingsmen doubling the current run tally for Esperanza, trying to go 1 more here with McNeil at the plate. Good contact bat, has a base hit already, slapped it through the right side of the infield. Infield in here for Esperanza with 1 away. The pitch. And there's a foul ball. 2 strikes. McNeil going to battle here. Riley Darby on deck. He's 0 for 2, a fly out to left and a pop out to the shortstop. Here's the pitch. 2-strike curveball, just high. McNeil was taking, as soon as he saw the spin there, it almost took back into the zone. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Some hard contact will do for another run. 2-2. And he swings and misses. He's on the way to first with a drop third strike. He's got a lot of speed. They throw him out, but the runner comes home. The catcher didn't look Davis Anders back to third base, and though McNeil's out at first, the run scores on the drop third strike. Third strikeout for this right-hander for Esperanza. Now it's 7-3. Kingsmen score for the 3rd inning in a row. Bases are now empty for Riley Darby with 2 down. That's a ball. Josh Jackson retrieving that wild pitch. He is set to hit next if the inning continues. Do apologize for the presence of the chains across the screen here. 2 balls and no strikes. No press box here in San Pedro. We're right up on the fence line. That's about as close as we can get with this camera to the fence. Can't quite shoot through it. The next one to Darby. Swings and hits one deep into left. Back to his right goes the left fielder. He seems like he's got it, and he does. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Kingsmen back up by 4. We'll see what they can do when we come back on the Kingsmen Baseball Network. Bottom of the 4th inning here on the Kingsmen Baseball Network. Mason Ritzema going to take his place behind home plate to catch Ben France, who's out there working his 4th. It's Tejada at the plate. He walked in his lone plate appearance so far. First pitch of the half inning is a strike. Ben France has looked good today starting on the mound for the Kingsmen. They were looking for some good work out of him today. He's certainly lived up to expectations. There's another strike. It's quickly 0-2. He has looked absolutely superb out of the bullpen this season. His couple of starts in the middle of the season, there were a few more ups and downs, certainly not bad by any stretch. But when he's come out of the bullpen, at least this summer, he's been on another level as that 0-2 is bounced foul. This afternoon's been a different story, however. 3 runs against, but he has looked in command and in control. And the numbers show it. So far, just 3 hits for Esperanza. 3 hits, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts. Make that 6, a half dozen so far for France. That's just off the plate, 2-2. Looking for lucky number 7 here with nobody out in the bottom of the 4th. Two balls and 2 strikes. France comes home. There's a ground ball. Riley Darby, it eats him up. It took a half hop on Riley Darby. He had to make a quick decision of how to play it, and I think he chose incorrectly. There's an error on the third baseman. First error of the game for the Kingsmen in the field. There's a pitch low and away, and a ball to the 7-hole hitting Punta Cana man. I think a couple changes being made here for the home Esperanza and Punta Cana All-Stars. Runner on first. There's a throw. They try to back pick him, and Ritzma threw it into right. Off to it goes Ben Hart to chase. Runner on his way around second. He's heading to third. Throw comes in. It goes all the way to Yarborough, and it's cut off. Runner on third with nobody out, and a chance for Esperanza to grab a run back. A couple of errors now plaguing the Kingsmen. First, to allow the base runner to reach in the first place. Then Tejada just went 180 feet due to a throwing error from the catcher. I believe that's Ritzma's second error of the ball game behind the plate. And those both outside of a ball-in-play situation. Runner on third, nobody out. France trying to recover, and he runs it inside and nearly hits the batter. 1 ball and 2 strikes. There's a ball. France looking for his first out here in the fourth. 4-run game, Kingsmen in front. Ben France, 4th inning on the mound, starting his pitch. Ground ball toward Darby. Riley Darby has it cleanly this time, goes to first, and they throw out the batter as the run comes in from third. It's an unearned run for Ben France, but a run nonetheless, and it's now 7-4. First pitch, a strike, called strike to the 8-hole hitting Punta Cana man. 2 hitters left in this order, then we'll see the top for the third time. Did just see a couple Kingsmen walk down toward the bullpen area. 0-1 from France. There's a slider, tried to hook it in there but missed inside, 1-1. Run comes in on the RBI ground out. So that makes it a 7-4 ball game, 3-run game. Esperanza firing on all cylinders, giving the Kingsmen everything that they can handle. 1-1, France fires home. Swing and a miss. Nearly swung the Punta Cana hitter out of his shoes there, and it's strike 2 here with 1 down. France coming into his start today, an impressive 2.63 ERA, 17 strikeouts to just 12 walks. He has 6 strikeouts here today. 2-strike pitch. Make it 7. Struck him out on the curveball. That is indeed 7 strikeouts for the Malone right-handed pitcher and 2 outs here in the 4th inning. Bottom of the order up, it's the lefty wearing the number 6 for Esperanza. Don't get a lineup card. Of course, you know, when we play our regular season games in the Carolinas and during the academy season, get lineup cards from both teams. That's not the case down here. We get I'll get the Kingsmen's if I'm lucky, depending on what time we get to the ballpark. Of course, it's not like the teams are taking full BP, and, it's not the same duration of a typical pregame routine, as you would say. A little bit more of a show and go in baseball terminology. But we kind of just go off the jerseys. Now, the nice thing is these jerseys are pretty unique, even in comparison to one another. So it makes it rather easy to tell the players apart. And it is that lefty wearing the number 6 who hit in the 9 spot. He grounded into a fielder's choice second base to short to end the second inning. He's 0 for 1, trying to extend this frame. The pitch from France is outside, and it goes to the backstop. Top of the order on the other side. Lefty ready to go. Kingsmen in the 5th will bring 3, 4, and 5 to the plate. Ritzma sets up, and here comes the pitch from Ben France. That just missed. It looked just about perfect. 3-1. Ritzma can't believe it. Three balls and 1 strike after the pitch just missed. Here it is. And that one, no question about it. It's a walk. 2-out walk from Ben France brings the top of the order around. The tying run moves on deck as the top of the order steps in with 2 down. Here comes the man wearing the number 14, last name Reyes on the back of the jersey. But before a pitch to him, we see Joe Hudak walk toward the pitcher's mound. We'll be back in a second on the Kingsman Baseball Network. Bottom 4 after the mound visit. We're back. Runner on first, 2 down. Top of the order up for the home Esperanza and Punta Cana side. Ritzma ready to go. France is ready to go, and the pitch is hit high into the air, foul, and it's 0-1. 7-4 the score. There have been runs in every single inning and every single half inning since the end of the first. Neither team scored in the first. Kingsman had 4, then 2, then 1. Esperanza had 1, then 2. And 1 as of now in the 4th inning. The pitch. Slider in there. That's a good one to make it 0-2. Got plenty of the plate. Reyes swinging with 2 down. An extra step off first for the base runner. France ready to go. It's an 0-2 pitch. He comes home and deals outside. That's a ball. The inning continues. It would move to the 2 spot. Another lefty set to hit. Do believe that is a new hitter in the 2 hole for Esperanza. 1 ball and 2 strikes. France is set at the chest. And he strides home. Flips the curveball outside, 2-2. 7-4 ball game. We'll be back on Monday with another game, the Kingsmen and Boca de Chavon. That's always a fun one against a local village here just east of La Romana where the team's staying. Dirt's the curveball there, and it's chopped out of play, 2-2. That Kingsman Boca de Chavon game will be interesting. The last time we were down there, we tied. Boca de Chavon held us, I believe, to just 3 runs. It was a defensive battle, ended all square. France is set, ready to go, trying to get out of this 4th inning with it as 3-run game. But they'll go to first before we see another pitch. Top 5 once again, Jackson, Benhart, Yarborough. A combined 3 hits from those 3 players. Jackson has 1 of them, Yarborough has 2 of them. 2-strike pitch trying to end the inning. And there's a chopper toward third. Riley Darby has it. Darby goes across the diamond, and it's in time, and the inning is over. We'll be back for the top of the 5th right after this on the Kingsman Baseball Network. Top of the 5th here in San Pedro de Macorís, just west of La Romana, about an hour down the road. You keep on going, you'll hit the nation's capital, Santo Domingo. The team will be heading there in a few days. As that check swing is bounced toward first, the first baseman has trouble with it, and Jackson beats it out. It just took a little stumble, and Jackson's on with nobody out here in the 5th inning. I was informed during the break that we are playing just 6 today. Originally scheduled for 7, just 6 innings. It's 7-4 in the top of the 5th as we stand. Alan Benhart up with a man on first and nobody out. Kingsman looking to take back control. Esperanza just keeps hanging around. They have been a thorn in the side of the Kingsmen, scored the same amount of runs as them in each of the last 2 innings. Runner on the move, throw down to second's a good one. The tag, safe the call. A stolen base for Josh Jackson. He's on second with nobody out. And I believe that pitch was a ball to make it 1-0. Benhart digs in, ready to go. Jackson on second, the pitch. There's a swing and a high pop-up. Shortstop side, shallow center, tough play. Left fielder comes in, makes the catch, and they go back to second, but Jackson's there, and one is gone. Alan Benhart 0 for 3, not been his night. He's had a few pop-ups, this time to the left fielder. Got it out of the infield after the first two were caught by the third baseman. Here's Yarborough, who has looked good at the plate. 2 for 2 with a couple of singles. And he'll try to do a job here with one away. It's Yarborough, then Ritzma, then Burns. Christian Burney in the hole. 1 down, top 5, 3-run Kingsman lead. 2 more innings to go, including this one. They look towards second, and Jackson scampers back. Infield shifted over just a little bit to the left, primarily because the second baseman is giving Jackson a look at the second base bag. I suspect that he will back off. Runner on the move to third, throws on a hop, and it ends up in left. Jackson's going to come to the plate. The left fielder bobbles it, and there's no play. Run scores, and it's 8-4 off of the stolen base and then an error. The Kingsmen got that base runner on with a half swing. The first baseman couldn't come up with the baseball. Then Jackson stole second and third, and the error on the catcher allows him to score without the Kingsmen registering really anything self-manufactured, you could say. 8-4, 1 down, and there's a breaking ball just inside. 2 balls and no strikes to Yarborough. After this today, the Kingsmen have a pretty slow day. I think originally we were supposed to head to the boys' orphanage. That's been rescheduled for another day due to the extended travel for this ball game. That's fouled off to make it 0-1. It was only supposed to be about a 10-minute drive to the game today. Ended up being an hour because of the relocation from Buena Vista. If you didn't hear that earlier, we were supposed to play a different team in a different field. Ended up getting moved last second due to a scheduling conflict. Found this game instead. So we were able to play today. The visit to the boys' orphanage is going to be rescheduled for later in the week. That ball gets by, and it's to the backstop for a ball. It's 3 balls to Brady Yarborough. Mason Ritzma on deck. Meanwhile, we'll get back today, and we will just simply break down the day, enjoy some time as a collective team as that ball's hit sky high into center. Center fielder running over to it, but it's the second baseman who sees it go off his glove. Yarborough stuck between the bags, but then the throw sailed high. Chaos on the field here with 1 out, and Brady Yarborough's on second. It'll go as an error by the second baseman. It was dropped, and then they tried to throw behind him to get him at first. Yarborough wisely just kept on going. And then when the throw ended up over the head of the first baseman, it was easy for Yarborough to take that extra bag. So he's in scoring position. 1 is out. And Mason Ritzma comes to the dish, the catcher batting for the 3rd time. He's 1 for 2 with a single and a ground out to the shortstop. Once again, we'll be back here on Monday, next game against Boca de Chavon. That's a strike. We appreciate your patience if you are tuning into this re-uploaded broadcast. We would love to have this for you live as we would in the Carolinas, but these fields that we play at do not have a Wi-Fi connection, so I'm simply recording these onto my computer and then uploading them as YouTube videos when I get back to where we're staying in La Romana. So bear with me for the process, but it'll be up as soon as I possibly can. Of course, by the time you're listening to this, it'll certainly be up by then. Ritzma digs in, inside fastball. That's a ball. Yarborough's on second. Ritzma batting left-hand side, looking for his second hit of the day after he slashed one between the first and second baseman in the second inning. There's a ground ball toward the shortstop. Scooped forehand side. The throw to first is low, and it's knocked down but not fielded cleanly by the first baseman. That's a throwing error on the shortstop. Back-to-back errors for Esperanza, and runners go on the corners with 1 out for Christian Burney. The shortstop and the pitcher, a little high five after that one. The shortstop, of course, making the error on that play. He doesn't want to see the pitcher suffer from a mistake on his end. Just offering his apologies after the low throw cost them out number 2. We'll see if they can get it here with Bernie at the plate. Christian Bernie today has not yet recorded an at-bat. He has been hit by a pitch and he has walked. He steps out for just a moment and stands back in. Runners on the corners, 1 away in a 4-run game. The pitch, fastball low and in. Runner breaks. Ritzma broke after seeing the ball come off the catcher's glove. They're not going to tempt him with a throw, so it's 2nd and 3rd and still 1 out. Second and third, 1 out. Runners in scoring position for Christian Bernie if he can find some production. Meanwhile, he takes a generous strike up and in. 1-1. Ball and a strike. That ball gets to the backstop. Here comes Yarborough. And for the second time in the ball game, Yarborough scores on a wild pitch. 9-4. Kingsmen with the second run here in the 5th inning, and they lead by 5. One out here in the top of the 5th. On that pop out by Benhart. There's a breaking ball, and here comes Ritzma. The catcher's going to throw home, and the tag is on the helmet, but he's safe. He probably should have slid, but he's in there regardless. 10-4. It's a 6-run Kingsman lead after back-to-back wild pitches, plate 2 in a row. Kingsmen by 6 now in the top of the 5th inning, and the bases are clear for Christian Bernie. Both of those errors coming to haunt Esperanza here in the 5th. Big cut from Burns. He swings and misses, and it's a strike. 2 strikes to Christian Bernie is 3-2. Had a hitter's count there, so I don't mind the aggressive swing one bit. Now it's full. And the pitch. Struck him out. Blew it by him at the letters, and that's out number 2 here in the 5th. Here comes Leonard, his second at-bat. Austin Leonard came in for Tristan Harless after he was removed from the game in the 2nd inning. Leonard struck out to end the 3rd, and it's his first at-bat since. Base is clear for Leonard. We'll see what Austin can do. First pitch, and he takes it. That's the first time in his short Kingsman history that he has taken the first pitch. It's 1-0. If the inning continues, we'll see Anders. 1 ball and no strikes. Leonard swings and skies it foul. 1 ball and 1 strike. Bottom 5, we'll see the top of the order, or rather 2, 3, and 4. And Leonard takes one, ducking out of the way of one that might have hit him on the ear hole. That's a ball, 2-1. 6-run lead after the Kingsmen have scored 3 more here in the 5th. They have scored in every inning but the first, as have Esperanza, but the Kingsmen have the bigger single inning tallies. 4 in the 2nd, now 3 here in the 5th. Jackson coming in to score. Yarborough and Ritzma both scoring on wild pitches. Home plate umpire Emilio trying to get this show on the road. Mentioned it earlier at the top of this inning. 6 today instead of 7. 6 innings. Austin Leonard ahead 2-1 for his second at bat. The pitch. Swings and fouls it off again. 2-2. He's a little late on it. That ball never came down. It may be stuck up there. 2 balls and 2 strikes as he tries to win the battle and reach for the first time as a Kingsman. Just his third at-bat, 2-2. And he fights that fastball off. That was a good spot for that 2-2 pitch. Leonard got the lumber to it, and he'll see another one. Once again, Anders on deck, 0 for 1, a pop out and a walk. Right-hander ready to go. Here's the pitch, 2-2. Curveball sat on and popped up. First base side, long run for the first baseman who slides and does not get there. New life for Austin. He'll see another one after yet another foul ball. You know, it's kind of fun for me. I haven't gotten a chance to call any of Austin's games prior to just this last week or so that he's been with the team. Hopefully we'll have some good memories from it. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Another pitch coming. Out of the windup, the right-hander comes home. And that's low, taken for ball 3. This is a quality at-bat. If there ever is one, I've counted 3 or 4 foul balls. I believe this is going to be pitch 7, if not pitch 8, as he's making the right-handed pitcher work. 3 runs in the inning for the Kingsmen. They've done well here in the 5th to grasp back control of this contest. Looking for win number 12 on the season. They came in 11-4. The 3-2 pitch. Ground ball toward third. Long throw coming from the hot corner, and it takes the first baseman off the bag, and Leonard's there with the 2-out swing. We'll see how it's scored. With 2 outs, they have a base runner. New pitcher on the mound for the Dominicans. We'll be right back here on the Kingsman Baseball Network. Or scratch that. Well, there was a player walking off the field, but just a change made instead. Apologies for that. We get back going here with a curveball inside on Davis Anders. 1 ball, no strikes. One and 0. Swing and a miss. Aggressive secondary over there from the base runner at first base. We'll see if Austin tries to take his first bag of the season. You know, I'm not sure if he knows the signs. He's only been with the team for 2 games. I don't know how much they've had time to run through everything. But maybe if coach points at second base, Leonard will take off that direction. One and 1. Takes an extra step and now dives back in. He's safe. Took a big hop. And the pitcher did not hesitate to try to pick him off at first base. That was rather close. If you're watching on our live stream right now, you can see the first base bag. A little bit of a different view there. There's a line drive, left field, a base hit. Leonard on his way to second. He will stop and then take off. A slight bobble's all that he needs. He slides in. The throw goes to second, and Anders is safe. They just keep on running, and it's runners on second and third. Both runners aggressive, and that's something Coach Hudak will love to see. Leonard takes third, Anders takes second, and Lazari up with 2 in scoring position and 2 outs. We're coming up on 1:45 local time. Part of the reason why we have been cut short in terms of innings by just 1 frame. We are set to play 6 instead of 7 here today, and it is 10-4. Kingsman looking to make it a couple more here in the 5th. Lazari at the plate to try to do so. First pitch, he takes a huge cut, but comes up empty, and it's 0-1. Lazari is 1 for 2 today, a single and a strikeout. McNeil on deck. The top of the order awaits its 4th chance. 0-1. That's high. Swing and a miss. 2 strikes to Lazari. And he went around. That'll do it for the inning. 3 runs from it. Kingsmen up by 6. Their biggest lead of the contest. We'll be right back here on the Kingsmen Baseball Network with the bottom of the 5th. Bottom of the 5th here. Kingsmen need to defend a 6-run lead. They need 6 outs to wrap this one up. On the mound is the Dominican Rocket himself, Angel Rari, pitching now for the Kingsmen in relief of Ben France. And we'll see what Angel has in relief. He pitched last time out in Joanna, or rather in Clinton against the Joanna Hornets. Was looking for a little bit more. Struggled to keep the ball over the plate. He's behind 2-0 here. Seemed to just be overthrowing it a little bit. And we'll see if he can get it figured out here in this relief appearance. 2 balls and no strikes. The pitch home. Another fastball off the plate outside. 3 balls and no strikes. Leadoff man trying to reach. It's the top of the order for the Esperanza home team here. The Dominican locals welcoming the Kingsmen with open arms at the conclusion of the game. If you're new to the Kingsmen, as the 3-0 comes in high, 4-pitch walk. I have a feeling Coach might try to nip this in the bud sooner rather than later if Ferrari's unable to keep it in the zone. After the conclusion of this game, the 2 teams will come together, normally around the pitcher's mound. We'll hear a testimony from one of the Kingsmen players or coaches, translated by Kike to those here that do not speak any English. 1 ball, no strikes. That's 5 in a row from Rari. And then the Kingsmen will pass out some Spanish language Bibles to the players on this team. It's just a little part of what we do out here, try to spread the word of Christ. And to do our part to spread his love as well, as there's a hard ground ball down the line and fair. First strike of the day from Rari is hit into left, and on his way to third goes the lead runner. It's a double for Esperanza. They just keep on coming. It's a double out of the 2 spot, and it's second and third with nobody out. Rory adjusts the brim of his cap. Got the ball over the plate that last time. Now he's going to want to do so with some more success getting it by the hitter. And he unloads the first pitch outside. It was not close. 1 ball, no strikes. And off to warm up, I believe that's Harless. Tristan Harless came out of the game, undisclosed reason. Clearly does not seem to be injury related. 1 ball, no strikes. And that's outside again. 2 balls and no strikes. And Ritzma on his way to talk to Rory. Yarborough's going to come in as well. Angel Rory, the academy pitcher. He's had a pretty good summer for the Kingsmen. A 1.7 ERA, 1.38 whip. If he can keep it over the plate, he's difficult to beat. I think the two of them are just saying, hey, just calm it down a little bit, take it a little easier. Sometimes if you have to take a few miles an hour off the velo in order to get it in the zone, the gain is much bigger than the loss. Second and third, nobody out, 2 balls and no strikes. Rory comes home. Hits the outside corner, 2-1. Interestingly, you have your on-deck circles, right, that are to either side of home plate. Traditionally, you swing in the on-deck circle that is next to your dugout. 2-1. That's ball 3. There have been a couple of the Esperanza hitters that have walked behind home plate to swing closer to the Kingsmen dugout. Perhaps easier to pick up the ball from that angle. But they get ready to swing here. And the 3-1 pitch, swung on and missed. That would have been ball 4, and instead it's strike 2. Santana chased it off the plate, wearing the number 33. Santana on the back of that jersey. Rory looking for his first out in relief of Ben France. First time the Kingsmen have gone to the pen here in this ball game. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Rory looking to win it here. Dials up the slider, but he missed outside. That's another walk. 2 walks and a double so far for Esperanza against Angel, and it is bases loaded with nobody out as they continue to get the bullpen going. Hudak going to let Rory face this cleanup man. A walk and a strikeout so far. First pitch coming here, Rory with the bases loaded, nobody out. And a strike in there. The hitter just trying to throw off the right-handed pitcher. A little bunt signal. He was never going to lay it down. This is the 3-hole hitting number 12. He has a triple in today's game. Esperanza added a hitter to the bottom of the lineup the last time through. So we're a hitter behind where we thought we were. 0-1. That's to the backstop, and it bounces away. All the way toward the Kingsman dugout. All the runners take 90 feet, including the lead runner who scores from third. It's 10-5. Five-run game here, second and third, nobody out. 1 ball and 1 strike here to the 3-hole hitter. Right-handed side, the 1-1 pitch off the end of the bat, foul, rolls right back to Mason Ritzma. And that ball tossed to the dugout, must have gotten scuffed off the end of that wooden bat. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Rory still looking for that ever-elusive first out. Fourth hitter he's faced since coming out of the pen for Ben France. 2-strike offering. Slider, got him. That's a good one. Dropped it right off the outside corner, and he got the hitter to chase. That's out number 1 here. One down here in the bottom of the 5th. Five-run ball game. First pitch low and away. 1 ball, no strikes. Again, we'd like to welcome those of you joining us live. The full broadcast will be uploaded sometime today as that ball's chopped to second. Lazari on to first for the out. Another run comes in to score to make it 10-6. Esperanza keeps on trucking away. They have scored in every single inning that the Kingsmen have scored in this ball game. If they plate one more, then they'll equal the Kingsmen's tally for the 3rd inning in a row. 10-6, 2 down, runner on third. And we have 1 inning to play after this. We're playing 6 this afternoon. Originally scheduled for 7, but got the word right before the 5th inning. And we are playing just 6. There's a good slider from Angel, and it's 0-1. A swing and a miss from the 5-hole hitter, wearing the all-black for Esperanza. A combination of players from San Pedro and Punta Cana. It's a pretty good drive from Punta Cana over here to San Pedro de Macorís. So there's a fastball in the outside corner, 0-2. I'd bet it's probably about 2 hours and 15 minutes, maybe 2 if you're driving quick, to get over here from Punta Cana. La Romana about halfway in between the two. 0-2 here from Rory, and he strikes out the right-handed hitter on 3 pitches to retire the side. We go to the 6th, and we'll be right back on the Kingsmen Baseball Network. Ten to 6 here as we go to the game's final inning. Caden McNeil in the top of the Kingsmen order lead off, and it's a ball low. 2 runs in the 5th inning for Esperanza, 3 from the Kingsmen, so they net 1 run, trying to pull away from this one. It has been a close game. McNeil takes a strike at the top of the zone, 1 ball and 1 strike. Esperanza got the better of the Kingsmen Baseball Academy the last time we were down here. It was a 10 spot from the home Esperanza team in the final inning to come back and win. There's a chopper to second. McNeil hustles it out, but the sidearm throw gets him by a step and a half. That's the first out here in the 6th inning. McNeil now 1 for 4 with Riley Darby coming up looking for his first hit. 1 out here, top 6, 4-run game. We'll be back Monday. The Kingsmen battling Boca de Chavon. I'll be here with you for that one as always. It'll be the same as we've seen today, where we have a live broadcast without the scoreboard on the screen and the commentary directly hooked up to that stream. I can understand you may be able to faintly hear me in the background. 1 ball, no strikes. There's a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. It was on the inside corner to Riley Darby. So far today for Darby, a couple of flyouts to left and a pop out to short. He has hit it well. That last flyout, he hit on the button, but the left fielder took a good route to it, made a nice catch after covering the distance. This one hit right at the first baseman, and it's caught on a line for the out. Just has not been Riley Darby's day. The luck has not gone his direction despite seeing it well. Two outs here for Josh Jackson. He takes ball 1. Jackson, on the other hand, has had a great day. A double, a single, and a walk. Inside corner strike. Josh Jackson reaches, then we'll see Alan Benhart for the first time since he had the first out in the 5th. Josh Jackson led off that 5th inning with a awkward single. 2 balls and a strike now. In the bottom of the 6th, the final half inning of this ball game, it'll be 6, 7, and 8 for Esperanza, who will need at least 4 runs. Off the end of the bat, foul. There's strike 2 to Jackson. Well, interested to see who pitches the bottom of the 6th. Tristan Harless was getting ready. Angel Rari pitched the 5th, ran into a little trouble but got out of it. Harless has pitched in high leverage situations ever since donning the Kingsman jersey for the first time in the fall with the academy. That ball's outside, 3 balls and 2 strikes. We have a number of players here playing today that are coming back for the academy next season. Caden McNeil, Mason Ritzma, Tristan Harless. Angel Rari pitched just this last inning. He'll be back. 3-2, struck out Jackson just off the plate outside, and the Kingsmen go down in order. We go to the final half inning of this ball game. The Kingsmen have scored 10 runs through 6. Will it be enough? We'll find out when we come back on the Kingsmen Baseball Network. Back here, bottom 6. Kingsmen need 3 outs for the win. Angel Rari takes a fastball and puts it right on the outside corner. So it's 0-1 here with nobody out in the bottom of the 6th. Kingsmen looking to wrap this one up. Put win number 12 in the win column. It's outside 1-1. Also looking for their first win here on this trip. Tristan Harless continues to get ready in the bullpen. I suspect he'll come in if Rory runs into trouble here. 1-1. That is inside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Mentioned it earlier. After the game, these two teams will get together for a brief time out on the mound. 2-1. That's outside for ball 3. Coach and probably one of the assistants or one of the players will share the gospel with these Esperanza players. They'll hand out some Spanish language Bibles and spend some time together as the game of baseball has united these countries, these teams, these players. It is incredible how much is possible with the power of a bat and a ball. Three balls and 2 strikes. Rari looking for a big first out here. If you can get the leadoff man, you feel like you're in a lot more control. But if Esperanza gets that rally started, who knows what could happen. That's ball 4. Runner on first, nobody out. Coach Hudak walking out toward the mound. We'll see if Rari is done or if he'll get a little bit more. And it is indeed a point to the bullpen. We'll step aside, be back. 6th inning resumes when we come back on the Kingsmen Baseball Network. Bottom 6 resumes. New pitcher on the mound. It is indeed Tristan Harless looking for the final 3 outs of this ball game. Runner on first. That's Angels' runner. He throws home and just misses the inside corner. 1 ball, no strikes. A 7-hole hitter at the plate now. 1 for 2 in that spot today for Esperanza. 1-0. That's just high. 2 balls and no strikes. Kingsman looking to put the finishing touches on this one, but Esperanza have scored in the last 4 innings of this ball game. They have not scored more than 2 in a frame. They will need 4 here. Swing and a miss. Maybe foul tipped in the glove. Either way, it's strike 1. 2 balls and 1 strike. Kingsmen 3 outs away. Harless settling in here in his relief appearance, looking potentially for the save. 2-1. There's a fly ball toward left, over to it, Josh Jackson. Jackson has the catch in fair territory, and that's out number 1. So 1 down, 2 to go for the Kingsmen. Here comes another new hitter. Hitting in the 8th spot, wearing the number 70, Mota on the last name. Back half of that jersey. 1 out, runner on first. After that Rari walk. Harless picking up the pieces. There's ball 1 on the fastball. One and 0. And that's at the knees. Strike 1. Tristan Harless pitched for the Academy this last season. Big arm for the prospect team. The Academy set to play in the Premier and prospect levels next season instead of prospect and varsity. 2-1. Man on first, 1 out. Harless winds and fires, misses high again. Another base runner gets on, and you start to think that Esperanza are only a swing or 2 away. There's a foul ball. Harless looking for his 2nd consecutive out. He kicks and deals and misses inside. That's ball 4. 2nd walk of the inning, 1 by each pitcher. 2nd and 1st, 1 away here for Esperanza, chasing down this 4-run Kingsmen lead. Kingsmen have led by as many as 6. They have not trailed in the ball game. Their smallest lead since they started putting runs up on the board has been 3. 2nd and 1st, 1 out, the first pitch. Right down the heart of the plate. There's a strike. Final inning of this one, set to play 7 originally, but we are now going to just play 6. Been playing for 2.5 hours now. There's a chopper foul toward the Kingsman dugout, 0-2. There's a slider, poked foul. That's a good swing. Fought off well by the Dominican right-handed hitter. This is the bottom of the order. Top half set to come around after this at-bat is done. 2 strikes, 1 away, the pitch. Just high, and there's a ball. That's about as good of a spot as you could ask for a 2-strike fastball. That 0-2 sat just above the letters, as tantalizing of a chase pitch as you could probably ask for. 1-2. They pick toward first, and they've got him. They pick to the back runner, and it's out number 2 on the pickoff move to put them a strike away from the win. How about that? Harless goes to first base and surprises everyone on this field. So it's a runner on second, 2 strikes and 2 outs. Harless fires, swings and misses. Tag applied by Ritzma, and that's the ball game. 10-6 the final. Oh boy, did that change in a hurry. Kingsmen win. We'll be back in a minute with post-game wrap-up here on the Kingsmen Baseball Network. Back here on the Kingsmen Baseball Network. Final score here, 10-6. Teams shaking hands. They'll be talking momentarily as a group, and I look forward to seeing the results of that. Final score, 10-6. Kingsmen win on the field. Both teams win off the field. Of course, these teams love playing the games, but I think this next part, Coach Hudak and the guys enjoy even more. 10-6, the final. Wrap us up here, and then we'll get out of here. That way I can join in over on the field. 10-6 final. Winning pitcher today for the Kingsmen, Ben France. He looked great over 4. Tristan Harless, the unofficial save. Angel Rari also picked up a couple outs in relief. Kingsmen win 10-6. We'll be back Monday with Kingsmen of Boca de Chavon. We hope to see you then. Until then, thanks for tuning in. This has been the Kingsmen Baseball Network. Have a great night, great day, wherever and whenever you may be watching. Thanks for supporting Kingsmen Baseball, and we'll see you again soon.